everyone, my name is Marie. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video, I'm building a tiny home in the world of Windenburg, and I'm building in the the little island area of Windenburg, which is my favorite area of the world, I think. I don't actually know if that's true. I love all the different areas of Windenburg, to be honest with you, but I do feel like this is one of my favorite lots in this world, the little square lot on the island. The lighting is gorgeous, it's surrounded by the lake, it is just really, really beautiful. And yeah, for this one, I really felt like building something modern. It's been a while since I've built anything contemporary modern, so I just really felt like revisiting that style and just build a cute little home. I didn't really have anything specific in mind for this build. I just kind of I don't know. I really wanted to build something modern, like I said. So I just decided to sit down and build some boxes and just, just come up with whatever happens and just roll with that, if that makes sense. I did build this over on stream for the most part. Well, actually not for the most part. Actually only for the exterior, I think. Yeah, only the exterior of this build. I did do that one over on stream. So that was nice. I had my chat make suggestions. For example, someone actually suggested using this window, that really cool angled window from one of the more recent kits that we got. Oh my gosh. It's something Oasis. No, not Oasis Courtyard. Oasis Desert Luxe? Is that what the title of that kit is? I'm not exactly sure. It's the one that was free for a little while. And it came with that really, really cool angled window that is just very modern and just such a statement piece. So someone in my chat actually suggested I should give that one a go. And I thought that was such a cool idea. So I used it for the back of the house to kind of like make an accent or like statement window type area. And I think it turned out really cool. And for the most part, I just sat down, I built a bunch of boxes. I played around with platforms a lot, which is my favorite thing to do when it comes to like contemporary modern houses like this. I really love to make use of the platform tool and just go wild with it basically. So that is what I did for this one as well. And yeah, like I said, it is a tiny home. It's not necessarily a tiny home in the sense that I used the tile count, because I didn't do that. I'm sure it's way over the tile count for a tiny home though, because all the platforms I used for the roofing and stuff, it all counts toward the tile count. I wish there was a way for this game to make it so that it actually only counts the tiles on the interior of your house. Maybe the porches and stuff. I feel like that's okay if the porches count. But for the most part, I wish there was a way for the Sims team to actually do that. I don't think there is a way, otherwise they would have probably done that from the get-go. But yeah, I don't know. No, just actually all the tiles that you use, all the platforms, all the rooms, everything counts toward the tile count. So that is why I wasn't using the actual tiny home lot right for this one. But for the most part, this house is really, really small. It's actually really small. You can have two Sims living in this house because we do have a double bed that is accessible from both sides. We have like a little love seat. We have bar counters with 2 bar stools, for example, as well. So it's really all furnished for 2 Sims total. But I was kind of envisioning a single Sim living here by themselves for some reason. And when I first started building this house, I was really wanting to furnish it for a fitness enthusiast, maybe a fitness influencer who has like a fitness YouTube channel. They record workouts and things, which they upload to their channel. That is something that I actually really wanted to do in the beginning. But then when it came to actually furnishing this place, I realized that I needed a little bit more space for that. So I think I'm going to just leave that idea for like an apartment or maybe a slightly bigger modern home. But maybe an apartment is even more fun for that storyline idea, because I really wanted to like make an entire filming space with like a yoga mat and a camera and a tripod and what have you, make it all pretty and stuff. But yeah, I did not have the space for that. I could have made it happen, but it would have been super cramped and not really the way I wanted it to be. So I decided to just let go of that idea, and I decided to just furnish it for, I don't know, just no one in particular, I don't think. Just a single Sim who loves to be by themselves. They probably have a job that they do from home. I could definitely see this tiny home be fit for like a writer or something. Maybe this is like a writer's second home. Maybe they do live in the city. Maybe they have an apartment, but then whenever they're working on a book or something, or maybe whenever they need to just escape the city, they come here. I do realize, I feel like I have done that type of storyline before for tiny homes on, I don't know, I guess secluded lots like this. Is that the word for it, secluded? I'm not actually sure, but you probably know what I mean. I have done that storyline before, so maybe that is a little bit of a cop-out, but I could just really see it, like, I could just really see this house be for a writer. I think that would work really, really nicely. But anyway, yeah, you can really see the house come together. I did do a bunch of landscaping, and I did not give this house like a large backyard or anything. The only thing I really did was I created a little porch off of the side of the house. And then for the rest, I just went wild with landscaping. What I really like about this lot is how the lot itself is very modern, very angular, very sleek in a way. But then the landscaping is very much overgrown. There's a lot of low-lying bushes and flowers and trees around, and it's not really neat looking. And I really like that contrast for this house. So that is what I did for this one, and I think it turned out so cozy, and it just looks very serene and very peaceful. And I don't know, I would love to visit a house like this. I also tried to fill up some space with rocks. Every once in a while, I just really like to scroll through the Get Together debug landscaping. For some reason, it has a lot of really good looking debug landscaping that I like to use for a majority, like for many of my builds, actually. It also has, because it is like one of the earliest packs, wasn't it the very first pack for The Sims 4 Get Together? Yeah, you can really tell that the graphics aren't as good as the more like recent packs for a lot of the items, but still, it also has a lot of debug landscaping that I love to use from time to time. So yeah, I did that for this one as well, for this house, to really make it blend in with the surrounding area. And I think I did a good job. So since this house does not have a whole bunch of like outdoor space, as in it doesn't really have a backyard or anything, I decided to make use of the space that I had by placing like a dining table here on the front porch, because the front porch actually turned out to be quite spacious. I did not intend it to be this spacious, but that was just kind of how the shape of the house turned out, I guess. I hadn't really given it much thought, but then when it came to furnishing it, I realized how much space I had on this porch. So I was like, let's place a little dining table out there. So there is at least an actual dining table, because we don't have one inside the house. We do have some bar counters with bar stools, which is a proper dining area, I guess. But I felt like including a table somewhere as well. So I placed a table on the front porch, and I think that turned out really nicely. And here we have the kitchen. The majority of the living space is taken up by the kitchen, which that does make sense, because the kitchen stuff just takes up a lot of space in general. We need a fridge, we need a stove, we need the sink, we need counter space. So obviously that's a lot of items, and a lot of bulky items at that. So yeah, the kitchen takes up a lot of space in this house. I do like how this came out though. I really like the color scheme. I decided to go for lots of light wood tones and then gray and white. So it's very neutral, very light and bright and airy, and that is exactly what I wanted. I used a lot of Dream Home Decorator for this one because, well, for one, the space is so small, and I decided to go for the Dream Home Decorator countertops. So naturally, a lot of the items that have matching wood swatches and things to the kitchen also come from that same pack. So that is why I ended up using a lot of stuff from Dream Home Decorator to kind of just make everything look very matchy-matchy. Sometimes it's fun for like small spaces like this to go wild with different styles and different colors to make it very eclectic, but that is exactly what I did not want to do. I kind of just wanted the opposite for this house. I wanted it to be very like sleek and modern, and I wanted it to be kind of matchy-matchy in that sense. So for the TV unit, for example, I decided to go for Dream Home Decorator, well, not countertops, they're actually the modular furniture, which you can use to like create closets and things. But I decided to use these cabinets for an entertainment unit for the TV and stuff. So, and I also placed these LED lights. I completely forgot that we had those, the little LED strips from the high school years pack. I completely forgot that we had those, but I was so happy when I came across them in the gallery or in the catalog so that I could use them in here. I think they just are so cool and so modern looking and just really, really fun. And for the rest of the living area, I wasn't really happy with it because it is so small. So I was like, okay, how am I gonna make the most of this area and still make it look cozy? It was really difficult because I really did not have space for any additional like armchairs or anything. I could only fit in this one love seat, and then that was it basically for seating. So that always makes it a little bit difficult in my opinion to make it look very cozy. But I did the best with the space that I had, and I think it turned out nice. We do have this cute coffee table and then like a poof chair as well that I was thinking they could just get out from under the coffee table and use it for additional seating if they have guests over or what have you. It's not like the most comfortable thing, but again, it's a really small space. It's a really small house. You got to do what you got to do with the space that you have in a house like this. I did decide to give them this very modern curved TV. I sized it down because the actual thing is huge. So I sized it down for this house, obviously, otherwise it wouldn't fit on the wall, but yeah. So this house, as small as it is, I was thinking of it as quite luxurious in a way. So it's probably most definitely not cheap. And that is why it really just gives me second home vibes, like secluded little home for getaways vibe, you know? So that's kind of what I was thinking. So it is still someone's property, obviously. They don't necessarily, well, maybe they rent it out from time to time as well. Maybe they like post it on Airbnb. Maybe they rent it out. That is definitely something they could do maybe. But yeah, maybe for like a writer or something, like I said. There is no office space or anything, but I did place a laptop on the counter, as you can see, like on the island counter. So we do have a little workspace there. And because this is so modern and sleek looking, I didn't really want to go too crazy with clutter either. I couldn't do that anyway because I barely have any counter space as is. So I couldn't really clutter up the kitchen anyway. But I did have this window from Eco Lifestyle that has some slots in it as well. So I just tried to clutter up the window a little bit to at least make it somewhat look like somewhat lived in, is what I'm trying to say here. For some reason, I really can't form sentences today, which is okay. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, so that might be it. I'm not actually sick, but I just feel very like dizzy and lightheaded, and I don't know what it is. I'm sorry, that's not really interesting, but it's just how I feel. So if my sentences are a little wonky, then that is why, because my brain isn't working properly today, but that's okay. These things happen. And then for the front door, we do have this like huge sliding door as a front door, which I think is so cool. It looks so modern. And I didn't really have a lot of space here behind the couch because obviously you need some space for your Sims to walk around and like some routing space. But I still wanted there to be an area to like hang your coat and stuff. So I just put a little coat rack and I placed some shoes and a little hanging plant to fill up the space a little bit. And then this is the one bedroom for this house. And this is what I was thinking I wanted to turn into like the fitness, like filming space. And then I would have placed the bed where the living room is. And then there would not have been a living room area, which would have been okay. You know, it's a tiny home, so you got to do what you got to do. But I was like, maybe I don't really want to do that. And maybe I want to save the fitness YouTuber idea for a different build. So that is what I'm going to do. But here for the bedroom, that does make it so that we have space for a double bed that is accessible from both sides. So you can actually have two Sims living in this house, which makes it a little bit more easy to use for more players, I feel like. And then here I did create like a manual closet type thing, partially because I used a dresser from a different pack from Get Famous, actually. And then I used these hanging clothes and stuff from, well, actually the clothes itself are from high school years, but then the cabinets are from Dream Home Decorator as well. So yeah, I really just tried to mix and match a lot of things together, as long as the wood swatches, like the lighter wood tone, would be either the same or very, very close in color to make it look very matchy. And I think it turned out really nice. So we have this one nightstand in the corner, and then on the other side, I didn't repeat it because the bed is a little bit weirdly placed underneath the window. It's not really centered. So I kind of wanted to make it asymmetrical with the nightstand situation, if that makes sense. So that's what I did. And yeah, here I just place a large mirror against the wall. That is literally my favorite mirror in the game. I know I probably use it way too often. I use it in, I think, a good 90% of my builds. I use that dang leaning mirror, but it's just so good. It's from Jungle Adventure, and I think it's up there with my favorite items in the game. Out of all the items in the game. I know that's crazy, but I love that mirror so much. You don't even understand. It's just so good. And then I realized that we didn't have a bookcase in this house yet. So I had the space in here for a bookcase in the bedroom. And I think it turned out really nice. And I also placed some of the clutter stuff. The bedroom, I wanted to clutter up a little bit more because since the space is so small, there isn't a lot of storage space either. So I felt like it makes sense to have like makeup clutter and maybe some jewelry and shoes and whatnot just lying around. Make it look a little bit more cluttered and lifted and a little bit more realistic in that sense. And because I did still like the idea of the sim living here being into fitness, I placed a little yoga mat clutter piece with a kettlebell. I wish the kettlebell would come separate. That would have been so cool if we had like the yoga mat and the kettlebell separate. That would have made my life, because then you can just repeat the kettlebells and size them up and down and stuff and just create a little gym in that way. I would have loved that. I know there's probably mods. I know there's probably a CC that does these things for you. But yeah, for my general builds, I don't really ever use CC. I use it from time to time, but I do like to use custom content these days for my shorts and TikToks and reels. I have been loving creating rooms with custom content. It is such a nice change of pace and just a little bit of an escape. Even if it's a tiny room build, it's very small and very short, but it's just a tiny little escape from the regular build by items, I guess, and it just makes me so happy. We do have a bathroom, obviously, in this house as well. It's only a 4-tile bathroom, so it's really, really small. So I needed to use one of these walk-in showers from university. You can also go for the Snowy Escape one, obviously, but I liked the look of this one a little bit better. It's a little bit more simple than the one from Snowy Escape. So I decided to use this one, and then I tried to create some storage space by placing a shelf above the toilet. It's actually a curtain rod. I love using those curtain rods for shelves. They're so small and just perfect for small spaces like this, and I just think it's really, really cute. And then out here, we have a little outdoor side porch situation, but it was really small, so I really struggled to make it look good. I decided to go for these chairs also from the Desert Luxe kit. Is that what it's called? God, I'm still unsure about the title of that. Yeah, I think it's from the Desert Luxe kit. So I used those chairs and they look really, really good in the coffee table as well. And I placed a little bit of clutter on there and a plant in the corner that I later replaced for a outdoor bin, I believe. Or maybe I sized the plant down, but I think I replaced it completely. Because I needed an outdoor bin and I didn't have one yet. So, you know, you have to do what you have to do with these tiny houses. But that is basically it for this build. So let's jump into the game and I'll show you the house in real time. So here we have the build in the game. I love the contrast of this very contemporary modern home in this very naturey, foresty area. I just think it's a really, really cool contrast. So yeah, here we have the front porch with a little dining table so you can have dinner outside, which is really nice in the summertime. And then we enter the build through the sliding glass doors. For some reason, the game keeps deleting items from Dream Home Decorator. It's been doing that for a while now and I don't understand. So there is some clutter missing here, but the house is actually already up on the gallery with the clutter. So you should be fine when you download it from the gallery. But yeah, here we have the kitchen with the kitchen island counters as well. And then we have a fridge in the corner. What is this doing here? There are some weird things going on with this house. There is some eggs and butter and stuff on top of this cabinet. I do not know why that is there, but I guess it's there for you if you want to use it. We have a little entryway here by the sliding glass door, and then we have the living room right here. So just a tiny little love seat and a TV and some decorations. Then through here we have the bedroom. This one is actually surprisingly spacious for a small house like this, but it's just how the floor plan made the most sense. so I just ran with it. We have a little dresser situation here with some clothes. Oh, there's more food. What the heck is going on? I don't understand. But there is some food, some eggs and butter on these cabinets as well, so that's cool. And then we have a bookcase against this wall, and then from the bedroom you can enter into the bathroom. The bathroom is really nothing special. It's very small, but it has everything your Sims need. And then here we have another sliding glass door leading you onto this side porch area. So this is just basically a little space where you can sit and enjoy the view over the lake, I guess. It's really cute, but that is basically it for this house. So this modern tiny home is up on the gallery. It comes in at just under 41,000 simoleons. So it's definitely not a starter home. It's quite expensive, but it does feel pretty luxurious. So I feel like it makes sense. And I built it on a 20 by 20 in the world of Windenburg. So if you want to place it in your game, then that is where it goes. But that is going to do it for today's video. So I really hope that you enjoyed this one. You can obviously go ahead and download it off the gallery like I just showed you. My username on the gallery is Simmary Sims. You can also follow me on Twitter, on Instagram, and on TikTok if you like. My username on there is Simmary Sims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so. And if you want to be notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. I also live stream over on Twitch a few times a week. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and give me a follow over on twitch.tv/Simmary Sims. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!